Hi, I'm Kevin Allen, and welcome to KAP TV. And this is a question and answer time. I was delighted by all the questions that came through to us. So I've got a few on my little pad here, and I'm really happy to reply to them. The first comes to us from Jennifer Stavinsky Hatfield of New Carlisle, Indiana, and she asks, when you're in a rebirth period in your business, how do you stay true to your mission and focus without worrying about how to pay bills during that time? Well, I started my company 2 years ago, and I know exactly how you feel. It's sort of that sort of white knuckle terror when you're looking at your bank balance. But one of the things that happens in that process is sometimes I felt the need. Okay, well, I'm going to start to go after everything and start to offer maybe a wider array of things, because the wider I offer and the more I talk to, maybe that might mean I might get more. It's actually the reverse is true. You used the word in your question: stay focused. There's like your elevator pitch. What is the essence of what it is that you offer? Try a positioning statement. Target audience, who you're talking to, frame of reference. How do you want people to think about your business? Are you a consulting firm? Are you a sales firm? What is the way you want them to think about you? Point of difference. What is the one thing that sets you apart? And then fourthly, the reason why. What is the permission to believe that point of view? Someone once told me, Kevin, any money's good money. Now, what I mean by that is, you may not often be getting the fees that you want, but if you decide to work perhaps for less than you might originally had hoped, just be sure of one thing: that you're delivering the same quality of brilliant offering that's your wish, so that you'll always be known for great product. The second comes from Louise Butcher from Edinburgh, and she writes, if as an individual you feel undervalued and that you are being passed over, but you love the company that you work for, how do you make sure you are heard and that you can progress up the company? Now, I really know this all too well. I was a very sort of shy kid coming up in the business and somewhat unsure of myself. And I'd sit in the conference room, and you know what? I had the answer, but I was a little too shy, a little too concerned to say something. Plus, since I came up in the company, people tended to think of me as sort of the young kid. So I got four things for you. First, they have to look at you differently. And those things happen at certain ignition points in time, like a special meeting that's coming up where you have a chance to voice an opinion. Usually we know when those episodes are coming. So develop your idea. What is it that you're going to bring into the room, or that you're going to say to that assembly that has people are going to have their heads go, wow, Louise, holy mackerel, listen to this. The way to do that is prepare, prepare, prepare. Have a single point of view, and then here's a good trick. Have an opener. A really riveting sentence that you memorize that's based upon the key theme, so that the moment you take the floor, deliver that opener, believe me, that whole table is going to turn and go, wow, who is this person? I don't recognize her anymore. Okay, so the next comes from Joe Brooks from Hampstead. What is the biggest barrier to making a sale? I think ultimately, behind every decision is an unspoken, visceral, emotional motivator, the hidden agenda. So the barrier is finding it, is unpeeling the layers and layers and layers of that person that you're trying to pitch, and understand what's keeping them up at night, what is their ambition, or what are their values, or what is that they need and want, and how can you connect with it. Only when you find that out can you know how to connect to it. The old expression is objection is the first step toward a sale. So don't look at an objection, if you're dealing with someone, as that sale going south. In fact, that shows interest. And if you're prepared, you can meet every objection head on. So that's it for now. Thank you so much for all these questions. I hope that in the short span of time, these are some very far-reaching questions, and I hope they've been of help to you. So for Kevin Allen and KAP TV, thanks very much, and bye for now.